Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that originated in Greece, offers timeless wisdom for navigating life's challenges with resilience and wisdom. One of its core teachings is how to handle failure with grace and fortitude. This philosophical approach equips individuals with a set of principles and practices to face setbacks, disappointments, and failures with inner strength and a sense of purpose. In this discussion, we will delve into 10 Stoic lessons on applying this approach to handle failure effectively. Stoicism teaches us that failure is not an aberration but an inherent part of the human experience. It's not something to be feared or resisted, but accepted as a natural aspect of our journey. By embracing failure as a teacher, we shift our perspective from one of avoidance to one of growth. We recognize that even the most accomplished individuals have faced their share of setbacks. This Stoic lesson encourages us to approach failures with equanimity and resilience. Instead of being disheartened, we can view them as opportunities for self-improvement. When we accept failure as part of life, we are more likely to bounce back with determination and continue striving toward our goals. This mindset shift allows us to move forward, undeterred by the fear of failure, and with a greater appreciation for the lessons it can offer. Stoicism emphasizes the power of controlling our reactions to failure. While we may not have control over external events, we possess the ability to govern our responses. This means choosing how we react when faced with adversity. When we maintain a rational and composed demeanor in the face of failure, we can make clearer decisions. Stoicism teaches us to avoid being consumed by negative emotions such as anger, despair, or self-pity. Instead, we respond with composure, which empowers us to transform setbacks into opportunities for growth. By controlling our reactions, we ensure that we don't compound the impact of failure with irrational or emotionally charged responses. Stoicism encourages us to develop resilience as a response to failure. Resilience is not about avoiding failure, but about how we bounce back from it. It's the capacity to persevere and adapt in the face of adversity. When we embrace Stoic resilience, we view failures as tests of our character and determination. Each setback becomes an opportunity to demonstrate our inner strength. We understand that the path to success is often marked by failures, and it's our ability to endure and learn from them that ultimately leads to triumph. Stoic resilience enables us to face future challenges with a sense of fortitude, knowing that we have weathered storms before and emerged stronger. Stoicism advocates for a systematic analysis of failure. Instead of dwelling on disappointment, we should dissect the failure to understand its causes and underlying factors. This process of introspection enables us to extract valuable lessons and insights, turning failure into a stepping stone for personal growth and improvement. When we analyze and learn from our failures, we equip ourselves with the tools needed to make more informed decisions in the future. This self-awareness helps us avoid repeating the same mistakes and fosters a continuous cycle of improvement. By embracing failure as a source of knowledge, we ensure that setbacks are not in vain but contribute to our long-term success. Stoicism advises us to detach from the outcomes of our efforts. While desiring success is natural, fixating on specific outcomes can lead to anxiety and disappointment when they are not achieved. This philosophy encourages us to focus on our actions, intentions, and values rather than the end result. When we detach from outcomes, we cultivate inner peace and resilience. Our self-worth is not contingent on external achievements. This allows us to approach failure with equanimity, knowing that our intrinsic value remains intact regardless of external validation. We are no longer defined by success or failure, but by our commitment to living in accordance with our principles. Stoicism encourages us to maintain perspective when facing failure. It reminds us that many failures are temporary setbacks rather than permanent defeats. By viewing failure in the context of our larger life journey, we can keep our spirits high and our determination intact. This broader perspective helps us bounce back from failure with renewed vigor and optimism. It allows us to see failures as stepping stones on the path to success rather than insurmountable roadblocks. Stoicism teaches us that failures are often transient chapters in our story, and with perseverance, we can author a narrative of triumph. Stoicism suggests the practice of negative visualization, which involves mentally preparing for the possibility of failure or adversity. By envisioning worst-case scenarios, we become better equipped to handle them when they arise. This proactive approach reduces the fear and anxiety associated with failure and enables us to respond more effectively when confronted with challenges. Negative visualization helps us build resilience by preparing our minds to face adversity with courage and resourcefulness. It allows us to approach failure with a sense of readiness, knowing that we have mentally prepared for the worst while hoping for the best. This Stoic practice ensures that we are not caught off guard by failure, but are equipped to respond with grace and determination. Stoicism teaches us to develop emotional equanimity in the face of failure. While it is natural to experience negative emotions such as disappointment, frustration, or self-doubt, we should strive to maintain emotional balance. This involves acknowledging our emotions without being consumed by them and responding to failure with rationality and self-control. Emotional equanimity empowers us to make sound decisions and maintain inner peace during trying times. It enables us to navigate failure with grace and wisdom, ensuring that our emotions do not cloud our judgment or impede our progress. By cultivating emotional equanimity, we can face failure with a clear and composed mind, making it easier to learn from our experiences and move forward. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of focusing on virtue when dealing with failure. Virtue, as defined by the Stoics, includes qualities such as courage, wisdom, and resilience. When we face failure, we can ask ourselves how a virtuous person would respond. This approach helps us align our actions with our values, making failure an opportunity to practice and strengthen our moral character. By focusing on virtue, we elevate our response to failure beyond mere success or failure. It becomes a test of our character and an opportunity to demonstrate the highest ideals of humanity. Stoicism reminds us that our true worth lies not in external achievements, but in our commitment to living a virtuous and meaningful life. Stoicism encourages us to reflect on the brevity of life and the inevitability of our own mortality. This contemplation serves as a powerful motivator to make the most of our time and not dwell excessively on failures. When we remember that life is finite, we become more inclined to use failure as a catalyst for personal growth and as a stepping stone toward a more meaningful and purposeful existence. This perspective shift allows us to approach failure with resilience, determination, and a sense of urgency to lead a fulfilling life. It reminds us that our time is limited, and we must make the most of it by learning from our failures and using them as building blocks for a more meaningful and purposeful future. Stoicism teaches us that by embracing our mortality, we gain a profound appreciation for the opportunities that failure presents ultimately leading to a life well lived.